everybody, to another edition of the Bon Voyage podcast. I'm Michael Graham with MGA Travel, and my co-host is my lovely wife, Kelly Graham.
Hi, everybody.
Kelly. And we have with us also Kristen and Bill from MGA Travel. They're going to be talking about some of the cruises they're hosting potentially. And we have with us our special guests, both from Mayflower Cruises and Tours, is Rachel Brantley and Kent Van Rokel. I hope I said that right, Kent. Did I get it right?
Yes, very good.
Well, awesome. Well, I want to welcome everybody that's on with us live. And also, if you're watching on podcast or YouTube, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, just drop them down in the comments. Whenever we mention a particular trip or itinerary, we'll post a little QR code and I'll point at it so you can have a link right to that. Okay, Rachel, will you kind of introduce yourself and talk about who you are, what you do, maybe your history with the industry?
Absolutely, I'd love to. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm excited to be here and tell you about our products with Scenic. So I work for Mayflower Cruises and Tours, which I like to tell people is somewhat like the group's department of Scenic. We're a division of Scenic. Scenic's been around for over 40 years, and so has Mayflower Cruises and Tours, and we were purchased by Scenic. So all of our cruise products are through Scenic. And we love the products. We love what we get to do. And our mission is to create life-enriching experiences. So we'd love to do that for your travelers as well. I've been in the travel industry for many years, started out as an agent. So I know the value of having a travel agent and how important it is, and love working with my agents.
Very cool. That's great. I was wondering how what the relationship was with Mayflower and Scenic.
It gets a little tricky to understand, I think, sometimes, just because, we're different, but we're not. We're a part of the Scenic family. So my paychecks come from them.
Okay.
And Kent, what do you say? What's your background?
Well, Kent Van Rokel probably represent Mayflower Cruise and Tours, and it's actually my 25th year in travel. And it's just been a great, since the Scenic purchase of Mayflower. We're a Chicago Midwest-based company. Just been a great partnership. They liked what we were doing before, land programs, international, domestic. By adding their cruise line product, it's just made us, well, it's put us in a whole nother classification, if you will. And the beauty of Rachel and I's work is to share these. Our jobs is to fill boats. And when you have a great experience with them, it's pretty easy to share that good, the good news. It's life enriching experiences. That's the best way you can state your experiences on the Scenic products.
Well, I've been on 56 cruises now, Kelly and I, and all different types of brands, but never been on Scenic. But we are remedying that in 1 week. We are taking a group with Mayflower on the Scenic Eclipse to Iceland on July. Well, we leave July 12th. We have a ground package before the cruise, but I think the cruise is like the 14th or the 15th, something like that.
We had a dock party recently, and we were going around and asking everybody, what are you most excited about seeing in Iceland? And of course, everybody had different answers. And I didn't give an answer, but my answer was the ship.
Yeah. A destination.
That's what I want to see. Yeah.
Literally a destination on its own. So when you have a perk of going around Iceland's absolutely beautiful. We did our sales meeting there, and my answer would have been waterfalls. The puffins were great, the food, the people, but the waterfalls are spectacular.
Well, I
So
guess I should have said I have been to Iceland a couple other times. So
yeah, and the Icelands are the waterfalls are great. The Foss, they call them, right?
The Foss.
Yes.
So Kristen, you're going to be ideally hosting Gems of the Danube that we're going to be talking about in a few minutes. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do at MGA Travel and a little background?
more like, what doesn't she do?
Yeah, I have started here about 5 years ago now, and I started out as just one of the travel agents, and now I'm also the office manager, so I'm kind of balancing both of those, and enjoying it because I really do like booking travel and getting to travel myself. Yeah, so I
Cool.
think this Ryan cruise would be a pretty cool opportunity.
And how about you, Bill?
Well, I started out as a client of MG Travel about 5 or 6 years ago now. And last year I joined you guys. And we've been enjoying it, helping other people book their travels. And it's just been a great experience.
That's right.
Really liking it.
Excellent.
So they converted you from a traveler to an agent. I love that.
They did. Yeah.
Okay, so Rachel, you're going to share your screen.
Love to share what I've got for you guys today. First, I want to talk about our product with Scenic on the River Cruise brand, and just give you a little bit of background on our ships and what that looks like. River cruising is one of my favorite ways to travel. Love traveling on the river because the journey takes you through these beautiful cities that it's just so easy to step off the ship and see. So it really is a magical way, in my opinion, to travel through Europe, and just an easy way to do it as well. What makes our ships very different is the different choices and activities that you get. We have something that's called free choice. So you get many options on what you want to do for your activities. There might be 3 different things in a day rather than your typical walking tour. You could choose to do some cycling. You could choose to maybe do something else a little bit different. All of our ships are equipped with e-bikes. So that's a really nice feature that we have as well. And if you're not on a tour and you want to take one of those out, that's of course an option. Every cabin is going to have butler level service. So it truly is a luxury river cruise brand for those who are looking for everything to be taken care of. All your premium beverages are going to be included. Your mini bar is going to be stocked. Everything's taken care of. What you'll be able to expect from Scenic is exceptional service. The service just blows me away. I've been very fortunate to travel on many different river cruise brands on all of the rivers except for the Rhone, which I'm actually doing this September. So that will complete my list of rivers. But so I've been on the Rhine and the Danube, and been on our Scenic brand, and it really is it's worlds apart from what you're going to experience with some of the other brands as far as your service and what you can expect to be included. Just to give you a little bit of information on our promotions we've got 2 huge promotions right now for you guys. And this is the first one I'm going to talk about is the Rhine Highlights, which Bill has a wonderful group going on. And we've got a few cabins left if you want to join that group. We no longer have any of the E cabins, but we do have the C and A category cabins. Now, this is a 2025 cruise that I've got promotions on. The dates are July 19th through July 29th. Now, this cruise is also going to have a post-night hotel stay in Amsterdam. So you've got an extra night added as well. And those prices are your prices for your BOGO. So starting at $91.25. So under $10,000 for 2 people, you can take advantage of this amazing offer. Now,
That is
coming
amazing.
up, so you got to have your bags packed and ready to go. We're just a few weeks away, and there aren't many cabins left. So if this is one you're interested in, you'll definitely want to take advantage of that.
And let me add to that, Rachel. You know, people might be familiar with some other cruise lines and river cruise lines that they say buy one get one free, or they say 2 for 1, and they literally always say that. It's not really a sale. But you guys, they don't normally have it. This is an actual buy one get one free.
Oh, absolutely. This is a huge, offer. I'm just shocked that we have it and to see it, honestly. So it truly is a buy one, get one free, and your pricing is fantastic. That's going to be inclusive for the 2 people. Again, it's going to include your gratuities. It's going to include all of the butler level service, complimentary mini bar, all of your activities. So there's no extras as far as that goes. It's a 5-star Scenic ship, and this is the itinerary. So as you can see, you're going to start in Switzerland, and you go through one of my favorite places is Strasbourg. which Strasbourg's really interesting for those who haven't been. It is in France, but it has so much German influence. It's very unique. It's unlike any other place in France, and probably one of my favorite places in France. And then, of course, you go through Germany and visit some amazing destinations there. And then this one will end in Amsterdam with that extra night on the end. So essentially, it's a 10-day journey that you're getting at, a great deal. So if you can pack your bags quick and take advantage of the last minute BOGO offer, this is a good one to do. Rhine is really popular for those two who haven't done river cruising before. It's a great first one to do. And as you can see, you're going through 4 different countries. Almost forgot Switzerland. So yeah, it's great option for you if you've not done the Rhine. I highly recommend it. Is Gems of the Danube River Cruise. So this one, I also have a few cabins left on the A category and the BD category. So both are balcony categories. This one, again, exceptional price. It's a BOGO offer starting August 9th of 2025. So coming up, again, you'd have to pack your bags quick. It has a pre-night in Budapest and a post-night in Munich. If you've never been, this is a great itinerary as well. Budapest, one of my favorite places, all of the bathhouses. You can, take the bridge and go up the hill. The Gellert Spa's right there. So a lot to do and see. The market in Budapest is great. You're right there. So you're docking right at these cities and can see all the amazing sights. You'll go through Vienna and then end in Munich for this one. So great trip to take on our Scenic river cruise ship.
And Rachel, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
On the previous slide, you were saying that there's a pre and a post. Are both of those included in that price?
It is included.
Wow.
Yes.
Are we going to be in town? Maybe we should go on this.
It's an exceptional deal. Yeah. And so if you reach out on the Rhine here that we have, the Rhine highlights, if you reach out to Bill at the office, Bill Crosby, he can help you give you more information, give you the full itinerary, because it truly is a great itinerary. You need to really look at the whole thing and see what it has to be able to decide. But he has that full itinerary. He can send you that information and get you booked. Again, there's only a few cabins left. So if that's something you want to look at doing, you might want to hurry up and give Bill a call. So yeah, all of your meals are included too. And I didn't mention the food is excellent. The wines are amazing. They're all included, not just with your lunches and dinners, but they're going to be included whenever you decide you want to have a drink, or if you'd like, if you're a bourbon person or something like that, or like a Bloody Mary in the morning, you can always do that as well. And then the Gems of the Danube, we still have a few cabins on that one. Kristen is going to be your contact at MGA for this one. So if you're looking for information, want to find out, if we have cabins left, if you aren't seeing this today, because there's only a few on this one, just give her a shout and she can send you that information as well with the full itinerary.
I don't know that there's anything more beautiful than the Parliament building there in Budapest, especially at night.
I know, when you see it at night from the ship and it's just golden like that, it's
just magical. Yes, absolutely.
And then I always like to take a walk, a really reflective walk, and see the shoes on the Danube, and that's just, definitely something to see too. There's so much history there, beautiful things to see. But these are great too for people who haven't done a lot of river cruising, or maybe even a lot of travel, just because of the ease of it, I think.
Unpack once.
Exactly. Well, you do have the hotel stays. So
but once you get on ship, and like you said, the thing about these European river cruises is that the European river cities were built along the river because that was how commerce was done. So when the boat parks, you're in the middle of the city.
Absolutely. Yes. Yep. So, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with any river cruise brand out there doing a river cruise with anyone. They're all fantastic ways to travel. but I do love ours for the reasons that you get to be a little bit more active and inclusive with things. So if you are someone who wants more options for your activities, want to focus maybe a little bit more on, wellness and having everything included, this could be the cruise for you, the cruise line for you, for sure.
Well, having written the River Cruise Bible, available on Amazon, by the way, I'll say you can make some wrong decisions, but Scenic is not one of them. It's not only at the highest level of inclusions, and so therefore value, but also experience, the experience that you receive. So
Absolutely.
there are some river cruises that compete strictly on price, and they don't really include hardly anything. So there's always a reason. You always
That
get what
is
you
true.
pay for.
It can be the wrong river cruise for a certain type of traveler. Yes,
Exactly.
definitely. But I just think it's so fun for people to get out and travel, that this is definitely my choice. If I'm going on a river cruise, I want to do it in luxury and do it in style. And
Well, and we were talking with our group last week, and one of the things that they said is, when you pay for something up front, when you get on board and you order a drink and you're not handed a bill, and all of the time, it's like you're traveling for free because you've already paid for it. That's well in the rear view mirror. So now you just get to enjoy the whole experience.
absolutely, all you need to have, the funds for. And I always tell people, when we do document meetings and things, all you need is money for your souvenirs. You don't go and get a bunch of euros because you're not going to use it. Everything's included. So yeah, that's really, really all you're going to need to set aside is that souvenir money. Maybe bring a little extra luggage depending on where you're going. I like to bring back a lot of the spices from Budapest when I'm going on the Danube. But
Well,
yeah,
while you have that screen up, Rachel, with the price down at the bottom, I want to point out a couple of things that our audience might want to take a look at. Number one, it says per cabin price. So $87.95 for this whole trip, not just the river cruise, but also the extra hotel stay included and transfers and all that kind of stuff. But that's telling you a couple things. Normally this is per person price with two people in the cabin, but this is per cabin price. So that means two people go for the price of one, literally, but also you could be a solo traveler and you go for just the price of the cabin. You don't have to pay a double or 100% or 200% single supplement.
absolutely. Even our solo travelers are still getting a heck of a deal on this trip. Because those
Exactly.
prices are even less than what they would be for one person.
Absolutely.
Normally.
And
Mhm.
another thing, I mean, I know there's limited availability, but while there's a BD deluxe balcony, it's the same price as a balcony. So you get a free upgrade essentially.
Yeah.
If that's
true.
available. So there's a lot of really good things in favor of the consumer here on this offer.
We have one left for the BD.
One left, one free upgrade remaining at the time of recording.
No pressure, guys.
And like I said, if we get 10 people going on each of these or either of these, so on the Danube, then Kristen will be hosting, and 10 on the Rhine, then Bill will be hosting on that cruise. That's just an added feature, a little bit of somebody there to advocate for you on the way. But if we don't get that many and you go, you still have your cruise director, you still have your butler, you still have plenty of people to hold your hand if you want that sort of thing. But I wanted to bring that up, that it is a possibility.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It'd be great if they could join the group. That would be fantastic.
Yes, it would.
So any other questions on our river cruise line, on our Scenic brand and river cruising and what that looks like with us, or river cruising in general?
Well, one question I did have is how many passengers do you have on your ships?
That's a great question, Kelly. So these ships are smaller ships, which is another fantastic thing with river cruising. You're looking at 164 passenger count.
Very nice.
So very small ships, and you'll get to know people. You'll make lifelong friends on these trips. I have many times. One thing I will say too about our trips is sometimes You'll get to experience making new friends from Canada or from the UK or Australia. We have a nice mix on our ships.
Which I think is a great point, Rachel. I might as well interject here a second. We only sell to English-speaking countries. So Aussies, Brits, they talk British, but it's still, we can understand them. And then Canadians, they talk a little funny too, but the Brits, Canadians, Aussies, and Americans is who we market these to. So I think that's a big selling point and a huge advantage for your traveler.
You get some Kiwis too, don't you?
Exactly.
I like coming back and saying things like posh and, yeah, it's fun.
We had a trivia team with some Kiwis and some Brits and some people from Australia, and I came back with well done, very well done.
And I will say, that being said, that we have that mix, that cultural mix, and people from different countries and things. It's a younger crowd as well, so you don't feel like it's stuffy or old. People are having fun on this ship, so definitely you're gonna see some people in their 50s and even some younger than that.
That's great. And another point you brought up with 164 people on board, that's fairly good, because when you get on these rivers, the Rhine or the Danube, all the river cruise ships are essentially the same size, which is about 2 inches smaller than the smallest lock. So more or less, right? But so the ship's going to have this, and it's limited by height, by the lowest bridge that they have to go under. So that means they're the same size ships within a few inches, but some of these ships have 200 people on them, and you're using the same amount of space to have 164. So that means better service, less lines, less of everything that you don't want and more of everything that you do, because it's
like
less
space.
people in this. Yeah, space, exactly.
And wine.
Oh, and wine.
More storage room for the wine. Extra wines.
Always important.
I will throw one comment. My wife and I enjoyed the Portugal Douro cruise on the Scenic product. I've never had this on all my several river cruises. The staff was 98% Portuguese.
Wow.
Now, I can't promise that on the Danube or Rhine. A lot of great people, English speaking only, but when you get a chance to do the Portugal and find the country pride was unbelievable. And it was, my uncle lives there. My sister owns that winery. This is a family thing. My house is 2 miles away. We had so much. I mean, really was absolutely incredible. I've just never had that experience where it was so tight with the crew. So
that's very neat. Cool. Very truly immersive.
A bonus, yes.
Yeah, the Douro is amazing. It's a wonderful river to cruise on. For sure. Yes.
They have good wine there too.
Yes,
you guys can tell what's on my mind, right?
What is getting close to the time?
It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock somewhere, Rachel. Don't worry.
But yes, I would love it if you guys would experience our Scenic River Cruise product. I know you won't be disappointed. And with that being said, I'm going to switch over to one of our other products, which is our Scenic Eclipse.
Yes, this is the one we're going on in 1 week, next Saturday.
Yes, so excited. I'm going to show you a quick little video here, and then we'll talk about, I'll let Kent take over and talk about the Scenic Eclipse.
Scenic Eclipse, the world's first discovery yacht.
You just noticed 2 helicopters, a submersible on this ship. The ship is 551 foot long, put it in a category called a mega yacht. So that's its classification. You'll find 10 unique places to dine. As you could tell, the chef prepared meals are per person. But with so many options to dine, as you look through, here's the French restaurant Luminaire, where it's a champagne flow. Is a standard cabin you see here of over 300 square feet. So you'll find a great space in the river ships. And then we come up to this, we just graduated to the next. And of course, obviously, we're Michael and Kelly. That must be your owner's suite there. I think I saw there a second ago. Over 1,000 square feet. So some of us have houses that big. complete spa services. There's the auditorium down below with National Geographic speakers, presentations, and in Antarctica, there's our submersible. We supply the boots and the jackets to reduce that footprint. So, just big picture of this ship. The key word here, ultra luxury. It's a 6-star Discovery ship. It has so many features that I couldn't even start. I jotted a few down. It's like they don't care. It doesn't have an anchor. It's an Aussie pod, GPS controlled, so it doesn't ruin the bottom of the sea. Each cabin's got individual air intakes, so we don't share air in our cabins. It's individual air. The beds are like their own version of sleep number beds with the moving of positions for your legs and to set your head on fire. The Kelly, it's gonna kill you, Kelly. The hair dryers are Dyson.
Oh, nice.
Didn't know Dyson made a hair dryer. On the Antarctica cruises, we only use 100 cabins, so it's a 100 cabin ship, 200 people with 192 staff.
Wow.
That I'm Iowa math. It's a 1-to-1 basis. And on standard cruises, it's still amazing. This ship has 114 cabins. It's typically 176 staff. So in that length, what I loved about the ship, and I know here's where Rachel's going to nod heavily, we've all found space. You never felt rushed. You never felt people. There was no lines. It was just always space. From the top, you'll see a sky bar with a hot tub. Obviously, the bar's up there with cabanas that you could just sit back, relax, and watch the helicopters take off. Now, they're not allowed in every port, just be aware. But you just take this big picture, and I don't know if you have any more slides, Rachel. The 10 restaurants. It's for I mean, everybody has an outdoor cabin with 2 chairs and a table outside. So you all got your own private deck, the veranda, coffee machines. But I think what caught me right off the bat as I stepped in the room, I noticed the ceilings were higher. It was a hotel feel, and then the quality of everything was so high. Rachel's comments about the Scenic River Cruise food, when we talk about chef prepared, we're talking about those creative chefs that they want to teach, they want to share. They've got their skills from all over the globe, and on both the Eclipse, as we're on, and the river ships, they pair their own wines. It's not the local wines like you would on a lot of our competitor river cruises. They take local wines. They brag about it. We're pairing our wines it's a Malbec from South America. It's something from New Zealand. So even the wines, just the quality of product is pretty amazing. So I think as you see in these pictures, you're gonna find you feel like you're in a very luxurious hotel. It's just going from this fabulous port to fabulous port. So
and everything's included. All those nice wines and drinks and meals and
your cash bar is just a bar. In your cabin, if you had a choice, I happen to be a bourbon guy, and request your bourbon, and that stays in your decanter, filled every day.
I like it. I like this.
We like to make reservations at a couple of the restaurants do require reservations. So when we arrive at the ship, we'll ask, hey, can you get me in this? See where you can be in. Still leaves. I just made some cheat notes, but 4 of the restaurants are anytime you want, pretty much anytime you want, no reservations required. Some of the finer dining is limited to 10 seats. The chef's table, 10 seats.
Wow.
It's kind of invitation only from the suite owners, the suite occupants. So you never expect to get in them, but I don't know, Rachel, would you maybe get invited at the last minute when there was an opening?
Well, I think Kent's a little jealous because I got invited when we went on our last. Sometimes it's just and who you smile at the right way, I guess. I don't know.
I'm not even going to go any further than that, but yes, I was jealous.
No, it was truly an amazing experience. The food, it was unlike anything I've had before. And I can't tell you how many different courses we had. I completely lost count. There were probably like 20, 30. It was a truly unique experience and things that I would think would not be necessarily like, what is this? It was the most amazing thing I'd ever tasted. So
Oh, I'm really getting more excited just by the moment.
yeah, I hope you guys get to experience that. But even if you don't, all of the 10 restaurants are fantastic. So you will enjoy your food at some of the other places. And I know Kent mentioned bourbon. So I do have to give a shout out. There is a bar with over 100 whiskeys. And some of these are 30-year-old whiskeys that,
Wow.
you know, you're gonna get to experience. And again, all included.
Kelly, if
This
you
is
can't find me on the ship, you will
Oh,
know where I
I
am.
already know where you would be. As soon as those words came out of her mouth, I was like, where's got to find out which deck that's on.
Yeah, this is an
And
ultra luxury yacht. So,
probably he's probably hanging out with Kent because we got to do a little sampling.
That's right. That's
That's what
right.
we're here for. That's what we're here for. And then the staff, you know, even the bartenders, you'll find that they've worked on other ships with their goal being, how do I get on the Eclipse? So we really do have the cream of the crop, and they've got, you know, the great bar tricks, this bar stories, but then that just that real educated feel about them that they've been taught by the best.
So not
Uh,
somebody who's becoming an actor who's being a server for right now. This is their profession and they're professional at it.
and they're
That's an
they're proud
amazing, beautiful thing to see.
It
and
is.
proud, super proud of where they've been and how they got there. Entertainment, we saw them the other day. They dropped down the sides where and we had our singers Chloe and Chad singing on the heliport, and the people on the shore were stopping, getting out of their cars, and starting videos. When they were done singing a song, the whole place erupted from the land, and
Wow.
they were causing a traffic jam to where the police had helped them get the traffic moving in. So just
Wow.
fun stories like that. When you're in town and somebody says, "Oh my goodness, is that your yacht?" You say, "Yes, it is." Love that. I was going to say, down in that auditorium down below, when they do presentations, they've got National Geographic speakers. These people are scientists, they're discoverers. And on the Antarctica, you get a special staff that is known for that. And I thought just a neat part of that, when I was down there, my first time down, I noticed on the wall there was a statement, and I think this really sums up everything I have to say about this product. On the wall, it says, the goal was to build a millionaire's yacht for those of us who aren't millionaires.
I love that.
Oh,
That's awesome.
too.
Yeah, I
took
like that.
took that
that's
to
why I
heart.
brought him on the call with me, just for that.
Thanks, Rachel.
I got to look for that sign on board.
That was it. And right there, you realize there's the goal, and they're doing everything in their power to do it. On my way to my room, when you check in, you hit the desk, your ID, your passport. They take a quick picture of you, which we all love. It's the day we've flown. You take a picture. I'm walking to my room, go into my cabin, escorted to my cabin, and the gal, she's got a vacuum and she's just tidying things up. And she looks at me, she goes, "Oh, welcome, Mr. Kent, Miss Julia. Thanks for coming." And you're like, "I just checked in."
Wow.
They're taught they need to learn everyone's names, so the pictures are sent to them as we check in.
Wow.
Wow.
That service. So
That's
And
amazing.
meanwhile, while you're checking in, you're enjoying a drink, you're greeted with a drink, and you're relaxing, and you're not seeing any of that. You're right there in your vacation as soon as you step on the ship.
there's the word. There's the word. It's vacation.
Yes,
This
yes.
is your vacation.
And speaking of vacation, who doesn't want to experience wellness while they're on vacation and just transform themselves? I love the yoga studio and Pilates studio that we have on the ship. It's beautiful. And of course, with all the open windows, there's a lot of natural light. So you really do feel like you're in this wellness spa when you're doing these activities. So you're going to find a lot of those activities on a daily basis as well. So if you're someone who wants to do, yoga or Pilates daily, this is for you. You're gonna get to enjoy this, and
No.
you can also enjoy the spa. There is the salt rooms, the infrared saunas,
It's
plenty of.
gorgeous.
Oh, it's breathtaking. And then there's the tranquility soaking pool outside of the spa. There's another one on one of the other decks. So I just love going into the spa and just unplugging for a good hour or two and just letting go and relaxing. Massages on the ship are great. That is an additional charge. That's the one thing you will pay an additional charge if you get a service, but to go into the spa, completely included, and all of that's included. The infrared saunas, just if you're getting any kind of service like getting your nails done or getting a massage, you would pay additional for that. And then the helicopter and submersible is additional, but everything else is going to be included on the ship.
So including the yoga and stuff like that you mentioned?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Yes.
your classes for that, all included. Everything.
We have a class 1 icebreaker hull. We can go through ice shelves to a certain depth and drop the gangplank. Look at the penguins.
Right there at the ice.
We're going right into the ice shelf.
I've been to Antarctica twice. Well, Kelly and I have been twice. Never been able to pull up to an ice shelf like that. No way.
Well, this ship can do it. So I want to talk a little bit about Antarctica because you guys actually have a group with us in November of 2026, which is a little ways away, but not really when we're talking about these kind of bucket list journeys. Because we talked about this ship, I really want to focus in on Antarctica because it's truly what the ship was designed for. Now, it's wonderful in all of these other places as well. And we've got some special rates for Norway, the Mediterranean, Portugal to Ireland, Greenland, Spain, and Morocco, just to name a few. So if you're looking for not going to Antarctica and looking for one of these other destinations, maybe somewhere a little warmer, going to the Mediterranean on this ship, and you like the ship, you like the ultra luxury experience that you can get, that it's a small ship, you can definitely do that as well. And those special rates we have, reach out to your agents at MGA. These are truly exclusive rates that you can only get through your MGA agents. Love working with travel partners like these guys because they do such a great job. And they're going to be your go-to to get the best option for you and the best
100%.
Yeah. So that being said, let's go to Antarctica for just a minute on your November 14th to December 4th trip.
Which is where I'm sneaking out. Absolute pleasure.
Thanks,
I've got to
Ken.
sneak out. I'm sorry, I'm going to Cuba. I got 10 minutes to Cuba.
You're going from cold to hot.
Absolute pleasure. I think I just know how fantastic this is. So pleasure to meet you, Michael, Kelly, all of you. It's been
Pleasure,
fun.
Kent. Thank you very much for being on with us today.
I just got to figure out how to get out, so we'll be fine. Hey, thanks again.
Take care.
Have a life enriching experience. Take care.
Take care.
So Antarctica, again, this ship is designed for Antarctica, and that's going to be a sailing that we only do 200 passengers. That's our max on Antarctica. The ship only accommodates 228. So even if you're going somewhere else, it's still going to be a small ship sailing, but Antarctica is very small. The itinerary that you guys will be doing in November is the South Georgia and Falkland Islands itinerary. Now, if you're doing Antarctica, this is the absolute one to do. It's the one where you're going to see the most, you're going to do the most. South Georgia is usually everyone's favorite that has gone to Antarctica and done different.
Yeah,
options.
we have not been to South Georgia or the Falkland Islands. So
yeah,
we're looking forward to making this a full group. So same deal. We get 10 people signed up on this, or 5 cabins, and Kelly and I will be hosting you guys and going back to Antarctica.
And the great news about this one too is it happens during Thanksgiving, so you can avoid, all the hassle of the Thanksgiving meal. You don't have to do that. You can go and enjoy it on the ship, and they have a beautiful spread. The food's amazing. But the pricing on this is exclusive pricing. So I do expect that, space will eventually run out this, later this year. So if it's something you're interested in, you definitely want to get on board pretty quickly.
This
Um,
isn't
I
a this isn't a giant, ship with 5,000 of your best friends.
no,
It's small and intimate, which is nice in itself. But the flip side is it doesn't take very long for those cabins to be sold because there's not that many.
And especially if
absolutely.
you're interested in something like a suite, because there's even less of those.
Yeah, so like for instance, my favorite is the spa suite. And that's because I like the bigger walk-in closet and it has a huge bathroom with a huge bathtub. But any suite that you get on this ship is going to be fantastic. But there's only a few of those. So if you're looking for something specific or something special, you're definitely going to want to get in pretty quickly with that. But as you can see, the penguins here, that's, South Georgia, that's where you go to see all of the penguins. Immersive experiences, so many different experiences you can have on this trip in Antarctica. Kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, trekking. They will take out the helicopter. They will take the submersible down. And we're the only brand that lets you see on the water, above the water, and below the water. So this is a really unique experience. We include everything that you're going to want to see and do. All the little details are taken care of. Your parka is included. You can take that home with you. Probably won't use it again here in the South where we are. It doesn't get that cold, but they include the boots, so you'll have those. So yeah, I think the big thing, a lot of people overpack for this one and tend to really pack a little too warm. So what does an excursion look like for Antarctica, right? This is what the Zodiac looks like. So we take you on the Zodiacs from the ship and you're in these smaller groups and you've got someone with you, like the ones in the blue there and the orange, they're staff. So they're your guides and they take you
That's
out.
your expedition staff, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We have a huge expedition staff on this ship, highly trained, highly knowledgeable. So they are fantastic.
And always interesting, I think. I mean, I think that to take a job like that, you have to be very passionate about what you do. And I just feel like that passion comes through when they're explaining something to you, or, they have those great eyes that can pick out a whale's tail or, a penguin colony. And it just adds a whole nother layer to the experience when they share that knowledge with you and that passion.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. They enjoy it. You can tell. They really do enjoy what they do. We have some of the best in the industry as well. So this kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like, from above. You're really trekking on this ice and just seeing these beautiful landscapes. Everything's so blue and so white. And I mean, you guys know you've been to Antarctica. It's unlike anything else.
You
It's like
really
a
can't
different
describe
planet.
it to anybody.
You can't. You really can't. You can try, but it's not the same. It's just something I feel like you have to go and experience. And if it's not on your bucket list,
Should be.
it should
Should
be.
be.
Yeah, it definitely should.
It's
And
my
if
favorite destination, and I've been to 100 countries. It is unreal.
have you done all 7 continents?
I've done all 7 continents more
Yeah.
than once.
So that's usually where we get people for Antarctica. They're like, I've been to all the other continents. I'm going to check off the seventh continent. But
Yeah,
if you're someone,
we'll bring with our group, we've got a fun, like big number 7, and we bring a 6 too in case it's their 6th, where we'll get a picture of them in Antarctica holding up the number 7. And, um, it's fun. It's fun to have, to tell yourself that you've been to all these great places. But the experience of Antarctica, I mean, you can't put any number on that.
no, you truly can't. It's just breathtaking. Really is.
I will
This
say that
ship
we,
again,
we go ahead, please.
it's designed to do this so it can go into these places that some of the other ships can't. It's a lot smaller, and because it has special features to break through the ice and do these sorts of things. Now it's not like your Russian class icebreakers, like the big massive ones, but it does have icebreakers and the stabilizers too, which is a huge thing. Because when you're going through the Drake Passage, you're going to want those stabilizers that can keep it, from getting a little keep it a little less choppy.
Yeah, it could be the Drake Shake or it could be the Drake Lake. And if it's going to be the Drake Shake, this Eclipse has double the size of the stabilizers that it requires. So it really helps with the waves.
Right. And we're a different class of ships. So when you're looking at Antarctica, you want to look at the class of the ships. And we are at one of the highest classes that you want for Antarctica. So that's really important.
Yes,
One question I have is, do y'all provide binoculars in the cabins for your guests?
Yes.
Excellent.
We do have binoculars. And then we also have an observation deck that has the crystal Swarovski scopes that you can look through. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So you can do that from, if you want to have a nice drink and relax inside on the ship. If you want to go out on the deck, there's binoculars. I mean, we take care of everything.
That's outstanding.
Mm-hmm. Kayaking and paddleboarding, that's all included, and there's someone to help you do that. Now, I will say this, if you've never done it before, don't make Antarctica your first time. Go out and practice before you go to Antarctica.
We could put Kristen on either one of those, and she'd be just fine. Not Michael.
No, I've been paddleboarding, and I would only do that in a very warm place because I am definitely going to fall in. And I don't want to fall in Antarctica.
Speaking of falling in, well, this is the hella flight, just to kind of show you. That's take cool. That out. But falling in, we do have a polar plunge.
I have done the polar plunge once, so I'm good. I'm good with that.
Falling in by choice. The wildlife encounters, you're going to see everything on this itinerary. And that's why I always say you want to do South Georgia and the Falkland Islands, because if you're someone who wants to see all of the penguins, you want to go on this one. And this is the time of year to do it as well.
November is a great time to go. We've done it in November. We've done it in January. And I think November is the best time to go.
It's my favorite. I really do think so. November, even into early December, you can kind of still, that's still a good time to go. But yeah, the seals, they'll be out. Whales, you'll get to see whales. Here's the polar plunge that I mentioned. So you are tethered, so it's safe. It's safe. They attach something to you there, and then you just jump in real quick and then jump out. But how cool to get to say you jumped in Antarctica.
Absolutely.
The king penguins, and it really does look like this. I always like to show this slide because it shows you like how many penguins you really will see. Hundreds of them.
Thousands.
Yes. But like right there, like you see them. It's crazy.
And you're not supposed to approach them or touch them, but if you just sit or stand or squat quietly, they have no fear of humans. Humans haven't lived in Antarctica, and so they'll walk right up to you and by you, and they're very curious and cute and smart.
Yeah, they come right over to you.
Yeah.
You can stand and watch them for hours. They're just absolutely mesmerizing.
Yes.
Yep. It's definitely a beautiful thing to see. The landscapes again, gorgeous. If you're someone who's into birding, they do have the albatross there, which is the largest bird. Tons of other birds and wildlife. We've got a new yacht that's going to be coming out, some new river cruise ships coming out. If anyone is looking for a great river cruise or yacht cruise, reach out to your agents at MGA. I'm sure they can help you.
Kristen, have you been on the Danube before?
No, I've been on the Rhine, but I've not been on the Danube.
So this would be new for you. Is there anything in particular like you're looking forward to on the Gems of the Danube?
I have been to Vienna before, which is one of the stops on the trip. So it'd be fun to go back there and eat more pastries. But really, I just wanted to see some places I haven't been and see some of maybe like the Black Forest and, some different places in a part of Europe I've not been to very much before.
And get some Black Forest cake while you're there too, because it's outstanding. So how could if people are interested in going on the Gems of the Danube in August, and I'm going to put a QR code right there that will link you directly to that page. How could they get in touch with you directly, Kristen?
You can always call the office, 843-279-0310. Or if you just want to reach out to me, it's Kristen, Kristen, @mgatravel.com.
Okay, cool. Cool. Thanks for being on. And Bill, have you been on the Rhine before?
Yes, I have. We just did a Grand European trip, and we
That's
started
right.
in
Yeah,
Amsterdam.
you just got back from that, right?
Yes, yeah, back in May.
And you've already got a couple people booked into your group, right? Or a couple cabins.
Yes, yes.
So how can people, if they want to go with you and they got to go soon because it's only 18 days from now, and when we watch the recording, it's going to be even closer, even if it's not past that time by the time you watch this. But if you still can go on a July 18th, 2025 trip, then how can they contact you, Bill?
They could use the phone number Kristen just handed out, obviously, or Bill at mgatravel.com.
Okay, great. And I'll post those up there. And I'm going to put right over here, I'm going to put a QR code that goes to Bill's trip, the Rhine trip. And so that will take you right there. And let me just real quickly, I'll show you one other way to do that. This is the Bon Voyage catalog. This is the Bon Voyage podcast. And what that means is we have a Bon Voyage list of adventures and trips, including these 3 trips. And you type tripswithme.com. And that is going to bring up the Bon Voyage Hot List. And so the Bon Voyage podcast, the purpose of it is we pick trips that are on this list and we invite our partners to talk about a particular trip. And it means it's featured or special in some way. So here's the Rhine highlights with Bill. You just pick the one you want. You say, step inside the journey. Bam, there you are. And it's got all the details, the maps that you saw. It's got the BOGO pricing. And here's the pricing for the different categories, although I think we're out of the E. So we'll take that one off. By the same token, you can go there and there's the Gems of the Danube. You can step right inside of that one. And you got all of Kristen's trip as well. Again, pricing down here when that last 1 BD for the price of an A at BOGO. I mean, how could you go wrong?
It's a remarkable value.
And finally, you could scroll down through here and you'll see Antarctica. And there's yours truly in Antarctica. And this is an amazing trip. And it is on the Scenic Eclipse. We got some videos. We have some pictures. We've got your pricing. This is per person pricing, but for 20-night trip, all inclusive 6-star luxury, it's an excellent price. And if you don't believe me, you can go on the regular website and look and make a comparison. Okay, so you know how to find those. Just go to Trips with Me. And for the Antarctica trip, I'll also put one right up here, a QR code that shows you how you can go straight there in case you don't want to have to type tripswithme.com. I want to thank Kent. He already said thank you. He left early. I want to thank very much Rachel Brantley for joining us today. You've been great and very informative, and thank you for sharing all that information and your time.
I was just delighted to be on the call with you guys. Glad to be here.
And thanks, Bill. Thank you, Kristen. I know you guys could be booking trips and working right now, so thank you for taking a few minutes to hang out with us on the Bon Voyage podcast. And of course, thanks, Kelly, as always, for being my lovely co-host and co-founder of the Outlander Society. If you want to find out what that is, I'll post a little link right there, a QR code as well. So thanks to everybody watching. Again, please like and subscribe. If you have a question, email office@mgatravel.com or post it in the comments and we will get back to you. And if I don't know the answer, Kelly doesn't, Kristen or Bill, we will contact Rachel and Kent and get the answer and get back to you. So thanks, everybody.
Happy travels.
Happy travels. Bye, everybody.